Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing another sit down video because I just felt like I should talk to you guys about something which has been on my mind a lot, because being January and being the period when people are going back to Cape Town, going back to school and looking for accommodation in Cape Town, it's just such a hectic time of the year. So as most of you know, I live in Cape Town, so I'm a student at UCT. So I've been living in Cape Town for quite a while, for like 5 years. I moved to Cape Town when I was actually 17 years old, so I wasn't even an adult yet. So I think I have like, how do I say this? Enough experience living in Cape Town and, you know, accommodation struggles in Cape Town to share with you guys my story. So I hope this story helps some of you who want to move to Cape Town, who are looking for accommodation, or who just want to know the living situation in Cape Town, because it's really serious and people don't seem to talk about it enough. You know, we just complain on Twitter and don't do anything about accommodation. But yeah, hopefully this story helps people and inspire. I don't even know what the point of this video is, but I hope it helps someone out there. Okay, so if you're interested to know the different struggles I've been through, as you can probably see from the title of this video, then keep on watching. Okay, so I'm gonna try and make this video as short as possible, even though I have so much to say. But I'll try and make it as fast as possible. So I'm gonna go through. Okay, so I've lived in Cape Town for 5 years, as I mentioned earlier. This year will be the 6th year, and maybe final, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna go through all the years I've lived in Cape Town and the different places I've lived in and the different struggles I've experienced, because guys, I've been through the most, let me tell you. So in my first, not my first year, okay, so I moved to Cape Town when I was 17 in 2013, just after I'd finished my high school, my KCSE in Kenya. So I moved to Cape Town to do my last year of high school in Cape Town, which is matric. It's called matriculation. So I did my matric here, and then obviously I was not living with my parents because my parents were in Kenya, and I had to find a place to stay. So thank God our school had, the school I was in at that time, which was Rosebank. Don't know if you guys know it, but it's a private high school in Cape Town. So they had what do you call it, they had like an accommodation system for foreign students, so at least we didn't have to struggle looking for accommodation when I first came to Cape Town. So also my sister had been in Cape Town previously, and she'd been living in the same sort of accommodation, not the same house but the same management. So I was living in a house, in a student house with other Kenyans, or actually other Kenyans and some other East Africans, basically East Africans who are attending the same school as I was, and who are basically in the same year as I was, matric. So oh my god, first of all, I was so nervous. Imagine I had never even been to boarding. I had been a day scholar all my life, and then I was now in this different country and I was living away from home. But at least the place I was living, I didn't hate it. I was actually living in Mowbray in this student house, and I shared a room with this one girl who became one of my closest friends, Marilyn, shout out. But obviously first when I heard that I was gonna share a room, I was so nervous, like what if I don't get a nice roommate, what if someone steals my things, what if someone tries to, I don't know, cut my hair in my sleep, you know. But I had a very nice roommate. Like me and Marilyn became like the closest of friends, and it really helped for, like I think it really helped for me to have a roommate in my first year living in Cape Town, because at least I had a friend and a companion, you know. So yeah, I shared a room with her for 1 year, and then after that I was going to university, so there was no way I was gonna like keep staying in a student house for high school when I was in uni. Also I didn't want to share a room anymore. Like, you know, I wanted to have my own space when I'm in uni, so that I can do my own things at my own time, and, you know, when it comes to studying and all of that. So I applied to UCT Res, because I was accepted to UCT. So I applied to the residences at UCT so that I could like get a place to live, you know. But I waited so long, and even by the time I was getting all my acceptance letter, by the time I was going back to school, about to go back to school, about to start uni, I still didn't have a place to stay because they hadn't given me accommodation. So UCT basically just X'd me out, and which is so weird, because the thing is, I know UCT wants to give a lot of priority to South Africans and Black South Africans because they are like not privileged or not as privileged as the rest of us. But it's really difficult for foreigners to go into a new country and not have a place to stay. Like UCT needs to have a system where they accommodate foreigners, because where do they think we're going to stay, you know? Like, can we be for real? So I decided to, no, we just decided to start looking for a place. But also my parents were not about the idea for me getting an apartment at that time. So we was trying to look for other options. So there's this church I used to attend, because I'm Catholic. So I used to go to this church when I was in matric, called Colby. And then I heard that they had a student residence, and where UCT students lived on their compound. So they had like this chapel on this huge compound, and on that same compound they also had like residences for UCT students. So I was just like, you know what, that's my last resort. At least I've been to, I know this place, it's a church, like it's safe. Like, also I wasn't in Cape Town at that time, so I couldn't start going around doing viewings for apartments because I was in Kenya, you know. But I needed a place to stay by the time I got to Cape Town. So I just decided to apply there, because I was like, you know, at least I know these people, like, yeah. So I applied to Colby Res. They accepted me. So that's where I stayed in my first year of uni. So it was a Catholic residence. Yeah. Okay, so I moved into this house. I had some other housemates, and then I find out the only Black person there. Not just Black female, like Black only person, you know. And this was the first time I had been in an environment where I was the only Black person. Like, even if I'd lived in Cape Town the previous year, I had been surrounded by so many Kenyans and so many Black faces. So it was I was a bit nervous, to be honest, because like we all know how Cape Town is with racism and stuff. So in the beginning it was okay, but then after a while it just started getting so, like, I could feel that tension, like. So let me tell you. So I don't mean to shade anyone, I'm just giving you guys my experience. Let me just put this out there, so don't come for me saying at TCG, stop calling us racist or what. But I was living in a house, first of all, I think I was one of the only foreigners, and I was the only Black person there. And then the maids we had in that house were colored, so they would come and like clean our rooms. I think they would clean our rooms weekly, I think, and they would also clean the kitchen and stuff. So after a while I just started feeling like I just didn't like the people who were treating me in that house. First of all, I felt so out of place. I did not have any friends in that house apart from like one Indian girl who I was just friends with because my sister was friends with her previously, you know, because we're in the same class in UCT. And then I just felt so out of place, you guys. And then I don't think the maids liked me. I don't know if it's because I'm Black or what, but it was just. So after a while, they would keep like reporting me to the management, saying things like, I'm so dirty, I'm so messy, my room is the untidiest, which is okay. I know, first of all, I'm not a dirty person. Second of all, fine, I'm a very messy person. Like I have very many clothes, so my room is always like there's always like a whole heap of clothes all over the place and stuff. So my room is always messy. But the thing is, I was living with so many other guys whose rooms were like so much more messier than mine. So for them to single me out and say that, first of all, they even refused to clean my room, and I was paying for that service. They refused to clean my room, and they told the management that they're refusing to clean my room because I'm the dirtiest girl in that house. I'm the dirtiest person, which was such a big lie, because I would go into some of my like housemates' rooms and I would just be like, really. So I just felt like they were treating me very, very badly. And then I would always be in trouble for small things, like, you know, it's just like things which other people would not be in trouble about, like having friends over. It was an issue for me, while other people, it wasn't really an issue. So after my first year, I just told my parents, like, I cannot stay in this place anymore. Like, I need to move out. Like, I was so depressed going back to that house every single day, you know. So I decided to move out and look for a new place to stay. So my parents told me to try and apply for UCT Res again. So I applied for UCT Res again, and did they take me? That's a story for another day. So I had to start looking for different accommodation. Like, now I had to start looking for apartments or student houses to move into. So in Cape Town, there's this thing called digs. It's like a student house where different students come together to rent a whole house and then they share rent, you know. So that's what I was looking for, because I wasn't ready to like move into an apartment yet. I still wanted to be around students, because I was going into my second year of university. So I started looking for houses. I started realizing how expensive accommodation is in Cape Town. And the thing is, it's not like I'm paying for my own apartment. I'm just paying for a room, and then I'm sharing a kitchen, I'm sharing okay, sometimes I'll share a bathroom, but anyway, so a sitting room, I'm sharing all of these facilities. I'm just literally paying for my room, and accommodation is like so crazy. So this was in like 2015. So okay, I was looking for a place in 2014. So I was looking for houses. So the price range at this time was around 3,500 rand. I don't know how much it is in Kenya shillings. Maybe like 35k, maybe 30 to 35k. And this is just for a room. So I found this one house in Rondebosch, because previously I've been living in Rosebank. So I found a house in Rondebosch. Is it Rondebosch? Yeah. And then it was a student house. So I think they were gonna be like I think it was like a 5-bedroom house, if I'm not wrong, 4 to 5-bedroom house. And then it was a really nice house, by the way. So I went for the viewings. Oh, so this whole time I'm searching for a house. How am I searching for a house? Gumtree. Like Gumtree has become my best friend, because that is basically how I found all the houses I've lived in Cape Town. Okay, since after the Catholic res I was staying in. So I found this house. I went for the viewings. I really liked my room. My room was quite big. It had a TV. It had a single bed, a desk, a TV, my own ensuite bathroom, you know, and the price was kind of reasonable. It's still expensive, but where I was staying in the Catholic res, I had been paying more than 3,500 rand. So for me, that was a good deal. So I told my parents about it, blah blah blah. They paid deposit. I came back to Kenya like so happy, like, oh my goodness, next year I'm going to have such an awesome place to live, you know. And also it was a mixed, it was diverse. Like I was not gonna be the only black person there. There were like white people, colored people, black people, foreign people, black, you know, it was mixed. So I was like, okay, that's the environment I wanna live in. So I came back the next year. This is now in 2015. I'm loving my room. Like I stayed there for like, okay, I came back in February. So I stayed there in February, a bit of March, yeah, and then mid-March, the landlord sends all of us an email telling us that he's terminating all our leases. This is after we've only stayed in the house for 2 months, and we're saying an 11-month lease actually, and he's telling us that we have to move out in a month's time because he wants to renovate the house. But for me, in my head, I was just thinking, this landlord, like, there's no way this renovation of the house was just like something that just happened out of the blue. He had probably been planning it for a while. So he probably just needed money from us for those first 2 months. And then he decided to kick us out. And obviously he hadn't told us this when we were signing the lease. So I had to start looking for a place. This is in the middle of the school year. I had to start looking for a new place to live. So I was on Gumtree again, searching. And obviously in the middle of the year, there are not very many houses or apartments which come up, because most apartments are leased in the beginning of the year for the whole year, you know. So luckily God was on my side. I found this apartment also in Rondebosch, which was around the same price range. Oh, okay, the previous place I was staying also had uncapped Wi-Fi. I think we also had a TV. We had a TV in my room, and also a TV in the lounge, and the TV in the lounge I think had DSTV. So it was a nice place. So the second place I was moving, the apartment I found, it was a 2-bedroom apartment with this one other girl who we'll get to, but it did not have Wi-Fi. But we had DSTV. We had a lounge, we had a kitchen, we had DSTV, but we did not have Wi-Fi. And for me, Wi-Fi is like such a priority. Like, I can live without DSTV, I can live without TV, but Wi-Fi, I need Wi-Fi and internet to work, you know. So I was just like, you know what, fine, like I've not found anything else, like I'm just gonna have to make it work. It's fine, I will spend all those sleepless nights in school, you know. Because at that point I was desperate. So I went for to view this house, and I had a sort of interview with this girl. She was a Ugandan girl, and she was older than me. I think she had finished uni, and she was probably doing her postgrad while working or something like that. So I was like, okay, fine, you know, East Africans, oh my goodness, brother, sisterly love, like this is a nice place to live. So I moved in, I think beginning of May, beginning of May. And then, okay, also this girl, by the way, I had kind of like had a feeling that this girl was a bit OCD, but I didn't think it was gonna be like that serious. So when I moved in, like, I just realized how OCD this chick is. Like, I'm all about keeping a clean house and everything, but for her, she wanted everything to be in a specific way. Like, she wanted, you know, the way books to be, everything should just be the way she's left it is the way she wants to find it. Like, nothing should even be like moved to the side at all. Like, she had this, I don't even know how to explain, but she was really OCD. And like, guys, OCD is real, and it's a real condition which people need to take seriously. Like, if you have OCD, I don't think you can just live with anyone. Honestly, I honestly think this girl was not equipped to live with anyone. So for me, since I picked up that she had OCD, I was very, like, I tried as much as possible to keep the whole house like clean exactly the way she wanted it, like our shared areas. So I would make sure, like, you know, I would live, if it was just, for me it was even weird because I never felt like comfortable. Like, I wouldn't be comfortable sitting in the lounge because I would just feel like, oh my gosh, she's gonna come back home and she's gonna get, because you could just tell she would feel so uncomfortable when I'm just there in the lounge with my, she didn't like me having my friends over, even my sister over. She didn't like it. She started telling me how she doesn't like me coming home late, until she wants me to come back home at a specific time, giving me rules like she's my parents. And this time, sometimes I'll be in school until late because I was doing, that's the time I was doing computer science second year, and it was a very difficult course, and I had to be in school for late hours, like late hours. And then she would lock the door, like, so there's a way you could lock the door such that my key doesn't work. Like, you have to, I think she would apart, okay, there's a way that she only had that key. So she would lock the door for me not to enter after a certain time. Like, how evil can you get? And then when my friends come, she would treat them badly. When my sister comes, she would treat them badly. Like, she was just a very evil person. Sorry to say. If you're watching this, you girl, like, yeah, I just did not like her at all. So I told my parents, like, I can't keep staying with this girl. Like, this girl is not nice at all. Like, she's really not nice. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna move out again. This time I've already moved in I've lived in 2 houses in 1 year. But you know, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna Vumilia, I will try and just like hold on until the end of the year, and then I'll move out at the end of the year. So that's what I did. I had to just suck it up and live with this girl until the end of the year. And on top of that, I did not have Wi-Fi. So that's why I was always out of the house, at cafes, in school, because just trying to do schoolwork. And then that's when I even stopped blogging. I stopped because I started my YouTube channel in 20, that beginning of that year, or sometime I'm doing that year. So I wanted to like be uploading vlogs, but I couldn't upload vlogs because this chick, I didn't have Wi-Fi at home. I tried to ask this chick if you could get Wi-Fi because my parents are willing to pay for us to install Wi-Fi, but at a shared cost, you know. She refused, and I'm just like, yeah, you know. So I decided I'm moving out again.